Well, there are thousands of journalists and others taking part in a convention here in the Twin Cities this weekend aimed at reforming the media. The main bent is to make large national ownership groups and other media companies more responsive to the public. They ultimately seek to hold the media accountable for serving the public interest. And among the major names in town today advancing this cause is former CBS newsman, 60 Minutes contributor, anchorman Dan Rather. It's good to have you in town.
Good to see you again. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. First of all, I'm kind of curious as to how you came to get involved in this particular organization.
Well, I have a lifetime of believing that the red beating heart of a free and democratic people is a free and independent, truly independent press. So anytime that I can contribute to public knowledge about that or learn some things myself, I'm here to listen as much as anything else. That's why I got involved. I like what the organization is trying to do, including holding public officials accountable, speaking up and trying to do whatever we can to fuel high quality news of integrity, independent, fiercely independent when necessary, and also the civil rights involved. We need more diversity in the media. And I am concerned about the huge international conglomerates owning so much of the mass media in the country. It raises the question of will we have enough diversity in our news coverage and enough independence in our news coverage? For all those reasons, that's why I'm here.
There's a certain advocacy involved here of holding the media accountable, too.
Well, the media includes individual journalists such as myself. But accountability is deep in the American character. It's also very important to our system of government. So I wouldn't describe it as advocacy, not on my own behalf. Mostly it's educating the public to the power of the people to get the kind of news that they want, the kind of news that they're entitled to have, which my definition of that is quality news of integrity with strong independence.
You know, this day and age, when you have so many folks with the ability to go global online with their messages and their information, there are so many sources for people to get information from today. Not like it was even back when you were anchoring the CBS Evening News. There were very few choices. But do I understand it correctly that the basic kind of push of the organization is it's not enough just to have a multitude of independent sources? The public and the major media groups themselves need to be more representative.
Well, that's one of the things that the group stands for, Free Press stands for, in this Conference on Media Reform. But it's by no means the only thing. You mentioned before, I think it's very important. Look, I've never worked anywhere except in commercial radio and television. I believe in capitalism, the entrepreneurial system. But we've reached a point where too few very large international conglomerates who have a lot of other interests besides news own too much of the mass media. You make a good point. The competitive pit has grown. There are more choices for people around. But the basic mass media outlets are owned by, in my judgment, too few people with too little input from the people in the country as a whole. After all, the airways do belong to we, the people of the United States. And my simple message, and I think it is simple, is we need a stronger sense of a public journal as a public trust. And one needs to be emotionally involved in the responsibilities of that trust, and that means seeing news, doing news as a public service. And the public service in news, it's one thing to say make a profit. I'm all in favor of making a profit. It's another thing to say, well, in order to make a profit, we have to deal with demographics and ratings. It's another thing to say that's all we're about. So my one wee small voice is we need to get back to the basic of news is a public service, and to have a news operation is a public trust, and those who have that public trust need to live up to the responsibilities of it.
Well, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you taking the time
to have me on. Thank you very much.